we go. Awesome. Welcome to another episode of Nothing. Welcome to my well. I am so glad you're here. All the things you're going to see and hear and all the things that they're going to tell. We have a huge line tonight. It's just so long of great people. So I'm not even going to waste too much time because we have a special start tonight of music. And how come I'm looking at Mila only? I've got the view on the wrong way. There we go. Gallery view. Hey, there we go. Hi, everybody. All right. Our first performer tonight is coming from Edmonton, Alberta, where I'm from. He found me. I didn't find him. I swear to goodness.
Yeah, he put out a post.
There we go.
Yeah, put out a post on Facebook saying, "I'm desperate, please
I'm desperate. I need someone to set the tone with an awesome tune, and who better than Tony Poirier? Poirier. I am so sorry. I will try to not do that again. But I know he is part of the Traveling Pillsbury's, and he has Dragon's Den Entertainment. Dragon's Den Entertainment. Oh, it's the first time he's got here. Give me a chance. I will learn him just like you're going to learn him right now. So you go take it away, Tony. It's all yours, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Opening song.
Loved it.
Hey.
Awesome! Tony,
Thank you.
the procrastinator Poirier.
Thank you. Thank you
That
very
was
much.
awesome.
It's amazing what we can do with that modern day technology up here in Alberta.
It was beautiful, dude. That was awesome. So
Loved it.
impressive. Once
Thanks.
again, we need to give
Appreciate it.
Tony a round. We started a show with music, original music, out of time, and he is out of time because we are moving on to Paul, the KIlmer. Are you ready to go, Paul?
Yay.
I know you don't have any spoons, you don't have a ukulele, and you don't have a harmonica or a kazoo. So you're just gonna do some magic and comedy for us, buddy?
If I'm legally obligated to.
No, absolutely not. I am definitely not about legalities. Not at
Okay.
all.
No,
It's,
he's
it's a
not.
free-range turkey kind of thing.
I will do something that looks like magic or comedy, but I will not admit to anything on camera.
That's amazing.
I love this place.
Give her a go, Paul. Let's see what you got for the show.
Okay, I'm gonna start now because I have no idea what's happening. All right, I'm gonna start now. As Kevin Wong would say, I don't know what Paul's doing, but he's gonna run the light.
No light.
Well, guess what,
I've
Kevin?
never
There
said
isn't
that.
a light now. There isn't a light, so I don't know what you're gonna do.
Keep running, buddy.
Love it.
Anyway, my name is Paul. I'm a comedy magician, and sometimes it's a little weird when I tell people what I do because they automatically want me to show them a magic trick. It's not like if you're like a doctor or like maybe like a nurse. Nobody will come up to you and say, "Oh, you're a doctor. Prove it." They won't do that. Well, they'll do it with me. So if they're like, "Hey, Paul, what do you do for a living?" I says, "Well, I'm a professional comedian magician." And they'll say, "Oh, make me laugh and be amazing at the same time," and I'll have to go like this, "Woo," or this, "Whoa."
Woo!
Every time I tell somebody what I do, I have to do that every single time. Nobody takes my feelings into account anytime. Sometimes I'm at the urinal. Do you know how hard the cane thing is to do at the urinal?
Dude.
I got one hand on my cane and the other hand on my cane. And if you knew how badly I just sliced my hand open with this cane, you would tell me to go to the hospital. All right, okay, moving on because we all have things to do except me. All right. I decided that I was gonna try to do something new. Which I could say that about any part of my act because you've never seen me before. I'm gonna try this card trick. All right, I'm done. That was it. I never said I was good. I just said I could do magic. Oh yeah. That ends the crowd work portion of my set.
Love it.
That line was for Kevin. Me and Kevin have a special relationship, and I'm going to just constantly bring him up through my set.
It's not that special.
Oh, it is. It may not be for you, but for me, it's everything. It's all I have, really. Anyway, so he's gonna leave. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle this deck of cards, which means absolutely nothing. And I'm just gonna go ahead and somebody else stop for me.
Stop.
All right, I'm gonna turn my head to the side. Just memorize that card.
Yeah.
All right, and I just want to show you that the cards are all different because I'm not above doing that. I just don't have the money to buy that particular. So I have to do sleight of hand because I'm cheap. Now the point of you picking a card is I'm going to try to find it, but I'm going to try to find it in a particularly interesting way. I'm feeling a little bit better because I ate a piece of hard candy and I'm fighting my diabetes.
Been there, done that.
Thank you for laughing at my pain. Anyway, so what ends up happening is I'm going to try to predict the future. I'm going to tell you what your card was, but I knew what it was about 2 weeks ago. But unfortunately for a magician, I have a bad memory. So I put it in this envelope so I wouldn't look stupid. Now, depending on how you're interpreting this, I've already am stupid or I'm being stupid right now. And stupid's a relative term that I don't use a lot, but I use to define myself when I do magic. Thank you. I wrote that myself.
I love it.
Oh, you don't know me. So
No.
basically what happens is I invite everybody in the room to think of a card. You guys picked a card, but you can actually think of any card. I will bet everybody in this room $20 that I can figure out what your card is. Now, the problem with that is I can't technically follow through with the bet because of the restraining order. I have them in multiple countries. I can't afford going to jail again. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you I have a card with every single card printed on it.
Yeah, there you are. Well,
Oh, you got to show it
never
again.
said you were going to like me. I just said I could do magic. And I
got
can.
here.
But the crazy thing is I kind of did know what your card was. I just have it printed on the back of the other card.
That's insane.
For now. What happens is that I never had an ending to this particular trick. I figured out an ending to the trick. This is what's known as a card slide. You don't see these anymore. They're really cool. They're actually used to get rid of the card in a magical way. All I do is close up both doors and the card disappears. See, it's gone.
Uh-huh.
Now you might be saying to yourself, I might know how that's done, but I can assure you, you don't. It's not here either. Nope, it's not there. So basically what ends up happening is you might think it's in here, but it's not. It's completely gone. I know. I finally found an end to that magic trick that I'm showing you for the first time. Nice. And you've never seen it before or anything else I've done. If you're
Oh man.
God, I love that guy. So basically what I'm going to show you is a classic of magic, which I'm going to make up in a couple of seconds. And how this works is I'm going to tell you a little story about me when I was a kid, not drop any of my props at all, which I have a tendency to do. I'm going to stay in frame and I'm going to make you laugh all at the same time. How this works is that I have 3 pieces of rope and they're all different sizes. They're all supposed to be the same size, but I'm not really good at measuring. It's plagued me my entire life. All the ropes are here are the same, but down here they're not. But what I can do is just blow on them, which actually doesn't do anything. It just makes me feel better as a person. That isn't a cry for help. This is a cry for help. Except the urinal thing. Because I'm at the age now where I could start conversations with other guys at the urinal and people don't think it's weird anymore.
Ooh.
No.
It is hilarious, or at least for me. So basically what happens is we have a small rope, a medium rope, and a large rope. The small rope reminds me of the time that my dad left and never came back.
Oh my God.
The medium rope reminds me of the 90s. That's when my dad left and never came back.
Oh my gosh.
And the large rope is just the large rope because of the rule of 3.
Okay.
Nice. But if I just give it a little tug like that, I can get all the ropes to be approximately the same size.
Woohoo.
What?
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3 pieces of rope. If I'm quick enough, which I think I am by this point, I put the ropes through each other and I can make one of the ropes disappear. If I take the rope and I pull them through, I can take one of the knots and cause it to jump from one hand to the other. If I put the other knot in the rope, I can cause it to jump across, leaving me with one large piece of rope.
That's
But again,
crazy.
for now, what ends up happening is it's just an optical illusion.
What?
1, 2, 3 pieces of rope. And that's a little story about me.
That was awesome.
Oh my god, I love it.
One of my favorite things about this glass is it was a gift and I can't justify throwing it out because I'll be yelled at by my fiance.
Yep.
No one ever told me that these are the rules. No one told me that I'll put it to you like this. No one ever told me that I would never be able to take a poop again with the door closed.
Oh, you
I
got
literally walk out into the living room, walk into the hallway, and she's just there, pooping on her phone, and she wants to have a conversation with me. What the hell is that about? I don't know. She's going to hit me later. All right. Why are you talking about me, Paul? I'm going to end with my favorite thing to do. I do this on all my Zoom comedy shows and real life shows. So I have autism. And what that means is I don't know because I have it. And if you don't laugh at my jokes, you're a bad person. This is the part of the show where I actually make you laugh, except if you're Kevin, because you've seen me do this 1,000 times.
Dude,
Alrighty.
get out of here.
I'm just gonna. I told you up front. I'm just gonna keep referencing Kevin. I did not lie. The guy's my
Bro.
best friend. He's my best friend. Anyway, so basically what happens is that he's never going to let me on his open mic again, and I've just destroyed a relationship. But hey, I take them as they come.
I love it.
So basically what happens is how I solved the Rubik's Cube, and I do this with one hand. I got the Rubik's Cube in a position where it's going to be solved in one squeeze like that.
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's kind of like it's a magic trick.
Oh.
That's okay. I have this bag here. Sometimes I have performance issues, but you can talk with my fiance about that. It's not sexual. It's totally sexual. I wouldn't do this if it weren't. But anyway, normally I do this bit with a Slim Jim. That's my magic wand, but I couldn't get to the gas station today because I was busy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wave my hand over the bag, snap my fingers, and show you that the cube is solved. Now you might be saying to yourself, hey, Paul, is there another Rubik's Cube in the bag? And I would say that I wasn't supposed to tell you about that. Or at least that's what the instructions said. But I'll give you a little hint. If I turn the bag over like this and snap my fingers again, I can cause the Rubik's Cube in the bottom of the bag to also be solved.
Oh.
So I wasn't lying about having autism, because that would be messed up. And I just want to let everybody out there know that you can accomplish your goals no matter what, no matter how you can accomplish. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have taken that nap. You could accomplish your goals as long as you put the work in, or not. I don't know. I'm doing my best.
Yay.
But
Love
I'm gonna give it back to the room. And I'm probably just gonna watch the rest of your sets.
Oh, I
Wonderful.
love you, buddy. Let's hear it for
Super.
Paul. What a
Yeah.
oh, dude. I gotta tell you, do you play video games? Do you know Sonic the Hedgehog?
Gotta go fast.
Do you know Sonic? Do you play Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, I do.
Well, welcome to relationship. You're gonna spend your whole life like Sonic, jumping through hoops with no goal, no reward, and very little fucking fun. But welcome to marriage and life, buddy.
Oh my
You're gonna
goodness.
have fun jumping through those hoops. I do.
Nice.
Anyway, I'll move on. I won't
Yeah.
give relationship to advice to you because you're doing way better in yours. You only have one. I have to juggle a bunch. So how about we just move on the show and move on to Kevin? I don't see his camera on. Oh, it's yeah.
I'm here.
Oh no!
I know. Well, how about I just rename myself and just be somebody? I'll be somebody. You know, I feel like that
I
might.
love that, dude.
I know. I saw the
Somebody.
flyer and I was like, there's a lot of nobodies on this show. You need a somebody, and I go, maybe I should be the somebody. So this is what I would do. You know what's worse than being a somebody is just being that guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That guy is kind of like you never want to be that guy when you would always hear like, hey, you see people running the other way, then they go, hey, what's going on? You go, watch out for that guy. Like that's the thing you don't want to be. You know, what you want to be is a guy. Like I know a guy. That's all you really want to be. And I'm just being dumb. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't stay in
You're doing
character. This
awesome,
is so
buddy.
dark. This is so dark. I don't know how you do this. This is just very awkward. It was fun for a minute. I don't know what I was doing.
Hey,
but
you're
thank you
Kevin
for-
never wrong, Wong, buddy. I love you to pieces. You can do no wrong by me.
Oh, thank you. I did put on some COVID weight. I don't know if anybody else have too. I put on like 15 pounds. I'm so embarrassed that I actually shower in the dark. Like I don't shower with the lights on. I just kind of like soap up and do my thing. Then what I do is I put on a t-shirt after I towel off, just in case my roommate walks in. She'll see the second most embarrassing thing as opposed to the first embarrassing thing. So that's kind of what I've been doing. But I've since it's been lifted. Do you guys see this? That California is going to be completely wide open, completely unrestricted, June 15. That's the target date. So we could be
Wow.
closed by July 4th. That is the goal.
Yeah.
July 4th.
Yeah.
I just did a show out in a motorcycle club, and it's exactly like what it sounds like. Like nobody was wearing masks. I was the only one wearing a mask, and everybody's just smoking and just it was just weird for me. And I realized this must be the refuge place for people. Like they probably did not know what the pandemic was going on. They just kind of went there for refuge. But I did start this new diet. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called fasting. Do you remember when it used to be called starving? Like that's what it used to be. It was awkward. I mean, I'm hangry all the time. I'm just always hangry and I'm losing friends. Like that's the whole point of fasting. But it's been a little bit weird. So true story. This is what happened. It's gotten to a point where I've become that Karen. I've been a Karen. I want the name Kevin to replace the name Karen. That's my goal. Like that's how much. So this is what happened. I've had a dog chase me in this neighborhood. I've had 6 incidents in the last 2 years. This family, it's always the wife or husband. They'd walk the dog leashless, and when the dog sees me, it would chase after me. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I was in a car the other day, so I had courage. So I backed up. And I said, hey, this has been happening a lot. Then she goes, oh, it's just so, whenever they get startled, there's never an apology. It's just like some sort of excuse. But this time I got the husband, and the husband, he goes, this isn't my dog. I was like, how's this not your dog? This is clearly your dog. Like the blue leash matches your blue shirt, your blue pants, and your blue Skechers. You know, like I know this is your dog. Then he ignored the whole thing. Then he finally said, you know, if you look like the postman, my dog gets to chase you. That's a social contract. And I was like, okay, that's not cool. So that's when I called the cops. And I really didn't want to do it just because, well, I was trying to say like, these guys are black, they're black. And Black Lives Matter. So it's very awkward for me, but the cops came and the cops said, you know what, you can actually do a citizen citation. I go, what is that? They go, you get to be a cop for a moment. I'm like, yes, I'll do it. Let's do it. So we did that. And we sent off the citation. Then they decided to challenge it. They challenged the thing. And so we had Zoom court. What is Zoom court? Zoom court's like it's like me hiding behind a thing while Paul just talks shit about me the whole entire time. So I just had to like sit there and embrace it. Then this is what he says. He goes, the dog's not at large. Like he made up all this stuff, and he kept saying that I actually had permission to walk my dog leashless in this parking lot. I was like, oh my God, like I was supposed to be Christopher Cooper in the story, right? Like I'm supposed to be Christopher Cooper, but I felt like Amy Cooper out of this whole entire situation. Then the judge said, okay, sir, if you can prove that you can walk this dog leashless in this parking lot, we'll waive the citation. Then that's when they upheld the thing, and so that means I win. So that was kind of cool. What I got out of it was the whole entire experience is you can lie under oath. That's what I figured out. Just because like you swear on a stack of Bibles over Zoom doesn't mean anything. You can actually make up a whole entire story and try to get away with it. But guess what? Wink, wink, you got me. So that's the big difference. So yeah, Kevin is definitely the new Karen. That is definitely the new.
Love it.
Yeah. So that was my justifiable moment. The other justifiable moment that I had was I was sitting in a park and I was watching these kids play because it's during the pandemic. And this kid on a tricycle circled the park the 3 whole times. Then he stopped right in front of me. He looks up, he goes, hi, Jackie Chan. Hi, Jackie Chan. Hi. He said it 3 times really loud. So I did the most noble thing I could use. I just got up, I got in my car, and I ran that kid over. I ran him over. If you ask me where does racism start, I say it doesn't happen before kindergarten because I just killed baby Hitler. Like that's the whole entire thing I got out of it. But I say thank you guys for letting me do this, and thank you nobody for letting me be somebody, huh?
Oh, you're always somebody to me, buddy. I've only been at the Zoom thing for 3 months, and it was over a month and a half ago. I ran into you at a UK open mic, and you took maybe 30 seconds to mention your background and my background and how we have our game. And that just, oh, dude, I've been riding that for a month and a half. Thank you very much, Kevin. Great set, great guy. Let's hear it for Kevin Wong, everyone. Come on.
Hey, nobody.
Yep.
Kevin has an awesome open mic on Thursdays and Fridays. It's called Introverts Paradise. It's really fun show, and you should check it out if you get a chance.
I've crashed it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Introverts Paradise.
And he still shows up, so I don't crash too hard, I guess. Anyways, we're going to move on with the show, and next up is Mila. Are you ready to go, Mila? Where is he?
I am ready.
I got to find you. There you go. How did you jump to the very back? There we go. Oh, and I did it again. Mila, misplaced Hugo. You give her, and I'll try to figure out these screens while you're doing that.
What? Okay. Close. Almost.
Remove pin. There we go. There, Mila. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Are you ready to go, Mila?
Yeah, it's not like I'm not on the screen though.
You're on my screen.
What?
You're on my screen. Are you? Is everybody see Mila now?
Once she starts talking, the screen automatically pans.
Oh, it does. Oh,
Just hit spotlight.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm seeing everyone else. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, cool. All right. So, due to COVID, I had to switch career paths recently. And so if I went from bartending and giving men false hope to cleaning rich people's houses. It's basically just dusting the same IKEA furniture in different McMansions. The most intimidating thing about cleaning for wealthy people are how complicated their showers are. It's like a whites only water park and you have no idea where the water is going to come from. Like with this lever switching, am I going to switch the shower heads or am I burning down Chernobyl? Will this start your Tesla? Like nowadays, their houses are so high tech. Using a bidet requires your thumbprint and it reads your blood pressure. Like, yo, I'm just trying to rinse. I don't need a doctor. I don't need another thing telling me I'm a fat ass. My parents are immigrants, okay? You're taking a dump and it's like, your biological clock is ticking. Have you considered procreating? And I'm like, yeah, I've been sitting here for 40 minutes surfing DoorDash on my phone. Consider giving me a discount code, Kohler. So cleaning rich people's homes is also hilarious because it makes you feel better about yourself and your life in some ways. Like they just have more money that they're wasting. Like, oh, all their workout equipment is collecting dust too. Oh, they have a desperate empty self-help book on their nightstand as well. That is also collecting dust. You take out their trash. Like, oh, they got takeout 4 times this week as well. The recycling. Oh, they went through a 12-pack this week too. And tequila. It just gives you so much peace seeing a stack of empty pizza boxes in the garage of a $4.1 million house with a BMW SUV. Like, oh, yes, you're sad too, like the rest of us, even in the white suburbs on Oleander Breeze Circle. It's the most petty grim satisfaction knowing that someone is making 6 figures still comes home to die on the couch and ugly eat a meat lover's pizza. I can't afford a meat lover's pizza. Are you kidding me? I do that with ramen on my mattress on the floor of my studio, watching Metalocalypse. So I feel like there's a lot more food allergies out there that we're just not aware of, simply because people have the palate of a toddler. Like a lot of people eat like children and treat sriracha like the most daring thing you've tried since K2 in college. Like there's a direct correlation to how often you order chicken nuggets in the restaurant and your IQ. What are you scared of? Like what happens if you don't eat a processed meat that's deep fried? Are you scared your gallbladder gets healthy? Are you afraid of your thyroid doing better? Not getting winded going upstairs or is unquestionable to you? That's all I got for right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm in the middle of typing a message.
You're fine. Like, what?
Oh, horrible host,
spaced out.
horrible host. But great guests. Thank you again, Mila. Let's hear it for Mila. Anyone? Everyone? Come on. You're always a treat. Thank you so much. And I know you're loving Toronto. You don't really want to go east. You definitely want to keep coming back west. It gets worse. Yeah. You think Toronto shit? Ask the rest of the Canadians that are here.
Oh no.
It gets worse if you go east.
Oh no.
But anyway, let's hear it again for Mila one more time. One more. Great job, Mila. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And next up is our feature. I'm gonna find him before I even introduce him and pin. I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna peg him. I'm gonna pin him.
Oh no.
If he's still here, I think he might have left after that one. Brandon, are you around?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. There he is. Okay. I'm gonna take the pin off Mila, and there you go. Hello. I gotta introduce our next one. It's a feature performer. This is the man, Brendan Hot Damn Johnson. How's that for an intro? You like that? Oh, did he even hear it?
Yeah, I did. I was waiting. I thought you were going to spotlight me.
I thought I did. There. Is that it?
Oh goodness.
Okay, are we good? I got you on the screen. I think I'm pinned. Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I am so technically completely screwed up. I'm like Shawn. I just sit here and laugh at everybody making mistakes. So let's move on. Are you good now? I'm good now. Here is the man, Brandon Hot Damn Johnson. Is that good?
Yeah. Both intros are good. I thought I'd have the full screen and showing me that I'm spotlighted, or at least that the host spotlighted me.
Does that do it? Because it says you're pinned.
Yeah, well, once your signal becomes really clear, it automatically spotlights you.
Oh.
Say something, Brandon.
Hey.
Yeah, hey man, I am happy to be here throughout all of this. I think my pandemic started out really weird. I was really active in Black Lives Matter during our marches, and I came across a couple populations of people that I never thought I would in a protest setting. Like while I was out there, I came across a group of people called Amish people for Black Lives Matter. Let me repeat that. I came across Amish people for Black Lives Matter. Now, whoever's done the PR for that needs to just go to like the front of the line, because they're what we needed. They were what we needed. It got so weird to the point where I had a guy named Woke Jedediah drop some facts on me. I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing. I was like, okay, which is cool anyway, because they raised a barn for us to party at afterwards, so they were cool. Yeah, and I'll drop some Amish facts on you if you didn't know. Amish people get down with this thing called a charcuterie board. So they had a whole bunch of artisanal meats, cheeses, and crackers laid out for us to be able to enjoy. I don't know what boysenberries are, but they were fantastic. But then again, Woke Jedediah took it a little bit too much, as he was making a sign for the march the following week. He just held up a sign that just said, "The only crackers that we like are artisanal."
Dude.
Yeah, and it was like you. He was right, man, because those crackers were delicious. It was fantastic. It was a good time, man. Really good time. Like, I don't know how, but they had like a horse and buggy right next to my Hyundai Sonata outside, and it all ended up working. It all ended up working, man. It all ended up working. I even came across another group. I came across a bunch of Satan worshipers for Black Lives Matter. Let me reiterate that again, people. I came across Satan worshipers for Black Lives Matter. Yeah, which is kind of cool in a way, because like we knelt down, made the sign of the cross, did our prayers. They did a pentagram, and nobody caught on fire, so I considered that a big win. And as we were walking, I was like, I don't know if they were clout chasing or not, but I started to really think about it. I was like, you know what? If anybody has to have a difficult conversation with people, it has to be Satan worshipers, especially to their family and about how they come out. That's like a hard conversation to have, because they're just like, hey, mom and dad, I worship Baphomet. I'm into blood orgies. I listen to Little Nas X. I am a Satan worshiper. It's like the reaction is different from their parents. They're just like, oh God, it's just a phase. She'll be fine. Give it 2 weeks. She'll be back to normal. It'll be fine. But it's a whole different conversation where it's like, hey, mom and dad, I really want to protest to make sure that Black people are able to get equal rights, to make sure that the police stop violating their personal liberties, and to really make sure that they really have a best choice in life, that they really get the best of their chances. And they're just like, sorry, Susan, you're out of the will. Yeah, take your shit and be out by Tuesday. So it's a whole different conversation out there. Yeah. Who's got the vaccine out there? Who got Pfizer out there? Anybody else got Pfizer out there? Anybody else shot it with Pfizer? Nobody else. Anybody in Canada and North America got Moderna? Anybody else out there with Moderna? Moderna. Yeah. Oh well, hey. I mean, it's optional now, so hey, go live your life. But I am happy because I ended up getting Pfizer. And it's weird because it seems like the vaccines are being marketed to us like our cell phone carriers. All right, so since I'm team iPhone, naturally I have to have Pfizer. It's the best out there. It's the one that has the highest efficacy of usage, and it really is like the best basically that's out there. Moderna, you guys are nice. It's good to have in second place. Everybody loves a B average. I'm just saying that's like the androids. Okay, if it's gonna text me, it's gonna come up green. I'm not gonna feel comfortable responding to you as quickly. I'll respond, but not as quickly. And then, but anybody else out there that has Johnson & Johnson, seriously, that's like your burner phone. So you got to stay like 16 feet away from me. Yeah, stay 16 feet away from me. Yeah, man. Which is weird because initially my whole thing was this: if you just put the vaccine into McDonald's products, we'll all be vaccinated by Tuesday. Oh, I'll just put it to you like that. Like, that's the best way to bring back the McRib and the Shamrock Shake and whatever else you have. So you can have your McRib with the vaccine, where basically your McVaccine. That's a hearty meal right there. Kids can eat it; we'll be fine. But my thing is this: I think that they actually did put the vaccine in a like McDonald's products. I think they put them into all the shakes. So if you got a Shamrock Shake, you're already vaccinated. You don't have to worry about anything else. You're fine. The only thing is, whenever you go to try and get a milkshake from McDonald's, the shake machine is always down. So you end up being shit out of luck like everybody else up there in North America and Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know. Found out something about myself during the pandemic. Found out I'm into this thing called night pooping. Anybody else out there nooping? Anybody else night pooping out there? Night pooping? Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, I love night pooping. I really do. I love night pooping so much that I just stay on the commode. That's right. I just stay on the commode. Now you might be thinking, Brandon, genius. First of all, yes, you'd be right. Yes, I am. Then you might be thinking, don't you worry about your legs losing circulation because you're on the commode so long? No, I don't. Don't really. Because my tub is really close to my toilet. So I just kick my feet up onto the edge. I lay my cell phone off to the side. Night poop. And then whenever my alarm goes off and it wakes me up in the morning and jolts me and I poop a little bit, I just poop a lot. I just poop a lot, man. Then I shower up, go about my business, guys. I'm a functional night pooper. Functional night. A song that I play that really puts me at ease, that really mellows me out. That's right, you guessed it. Bob Seger's Night Moves. Yeah. Well, except this kind of remix to fit my situation, so it's more like Bob Seger's bowel moves. Working on my bowel moves. Oh, sweet summertime groove, all in my bowel moves. Yeah, man. It was also pretty weird that I ended up getting myself into a bit of an entanglement out there. I ended up being a third party in a two-person party. I felt like a libertarian whenever I was up there. And it's weird because she ended up, she still is, she's married to a guy named Joe. Joe doesn't satisfy her needs. That's where I come in. He has a problem with sleeping a whole lot. And I remember one night I just texted her, hey, baby, are you ready for me? And I think she might have been a Trump supporter. I didn't realize this until after the fact because she texted me back, Joe's still sleeping. Stand back and stand down. And I texted her back, bitch, is that the same thing Trump said? And then she texted me a PS5 pre-order screen with her boobs hanging out. And I'll be damned if I didn't stand back and stand down because I really wanted that system. Really wanted that system, man. It was okay. Like she was initially drawn to me by my great impressions. We had a good time with that. I ended up finding out throughout this pandemic that everybody's Forrest Gump is just their lowest form of Bill Clinton impersonations, and then vice versa. Everybody's Bill Clinton is their highest form of their Forrest Gump impersonation. Because every time you're basically saying, laugh is like a box of chocolates, it's the exact same thing as saying, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. She cracked up, panties flew off. We had a good time. Man. Yeah. But then some other stuff came up, and we ended up breaking up. To kind of console myself a little bit, I ended up spending some time with my grandfather. I hadn't spent so much time with him growing up because, like, I lived in different states. I had to go to school. I would have really didn't see him too often. He's in his 70s, but he's a really tight guy. We ended up bonding over our mutual love of stuff that I didn't think we'd bond over. We bonded over our mutual love of mumble rap and trap music. So things were cool, man. I was over his house a couple weeks ago, and he had my grandmother in the kitchen cooking Italian food, making one of my favorite dishes. We were just enjoying one another until he leans over and just says, "Hey, Brandon, you know what I really love about your grandma? The way she likes to bend it over and pop that pussy for a real player." I said, "God, what, Grandpa? Ew." Second of all, like, I'm just imagining my grandmother cooking a nice Italian meal. Now all of a sudden, I can't get out of my mind she's out back twerking on top of your Buick whenever I'm not here. We had a nice meal. I asked my grandmother afterwards, is everything else okay with him? And she said, "Brandon, calm down. Grandfather's going through a lot. Last week, we found out that his best friend passed away. Cheer him up, took him to his favorite restaurant, Red Lobster, but they messed up our order and they bought out the Cheddar Bay biscuits cold. They pushed him to the edge and all his friends are dead. They pushed him to the edge and all his friends are dead." I was like, Grandma, are you quoting Little Uzi Vert to me? Can't take you seriously. Can't take you seriously. Stormed into the kitchen, took the Italian food and left. Because as we all know, real G's move in silence with lasagna. Yeah. I'll end on this since I have enough time to do it. I live now, thankfully. I live now in like a bit of a mixed income neighborhood. We have different people coming in, some young, some old, some rich, some poor, basically gentrification. So I live in that type of neighborhood. And because of that, like, we have a whole bunch of vermin that are just around, that are just like squirrels, that are deer, raccoon, all that stuff. And it gets into our garbage, right? So I can't leave it out overnight. I can't. I have to get up the same day and like place it out right before the garbage people come and let them take care of it, right? So it doesn't like just get all out on the street. Last week, we ended up having a new garbage man who came by a little bit too early. And like, that's something I have to kind of gear up and get used to. I had a really terrible experience last week. Like, I'm the type of guy that sleeps in a Black Panther shirt, flash pants, Air Maxes on whenever I jump out of bed. So that's right, ladies. I sleep fresh with the pressure. All right. So I'm just I'm dozing off, sleeping. My alarm is set to go off at a certain time, but I hear the garbage truck pulling up and then taking off. So I'm like, oh, God, I got to spring in action. So I had to throw my gear on. Once again, Black Panther top, flash pants, jump into my Air Maxes, grab my garbage, start running down the street after the garbage man. And I think I must have scared them because like they just kind of kept on driving, and I'm just running, just trying to catch up to him. And to him, I must have looked like the snack panther because I had a whole bunch of snails on me and everything else, just trying to toss it in, just trying to. All right. So not enough that didn't scare him, but I found out something about my neighbor that I never thought I'd expect to find out. I found out that my neighbor Steve likes to sleep in the nude. So as I'm running towards the garbage truck to throw away my garbage, he apparently also came too early for Steve. So then Steve has to spring into action. And as I'm running, once again, towards the garbage truck, over my left shoulder, I could see just Steve running up in his bits and pieces flopping and Captain America sandals just trucking, coming up behind me, running faster, picking up the pace. He was running so fast, he even got close up to me and I could actually hear him whisper, "On your left." And we're just running side by side, just trying to throw our garbage into the garbage truck. And I realized to the garbage driver, we must have looked like two of the most ghetto Avengers that he's ever seen. So he finally did stop the truck. We tossed our garbage on, drove off. And we've all seen Infinity War. We've all seen whenever they run down, fight Thanos and everything else, blip comes. Few people make it back, few people. What we don't see is everybody else that comes back like totally defeated. So that's was us basically. We're just walking back, naked man and me, totally defeated. Like they don't see that. We're walking through the whole neighborhood, man. And thankfully for Steve, I didn't really take the fact that he was naked too much into account because he ended up inviting me over for some red velvet pancakes. So instead of me taking a walk of shame, I actually ended up taking a walk back of friendship. I actually did. So if you guys got anything out of that story, is this: kill every single deer and raccoon that you have in your neighborhood because they're terrible. Yeah, that's my time. You guys have a good night.
Cheers for Brandon Johnson. Awesome, buddy. I love it. It's been a treat to always hear you, and this is the longest set I got to hear of you. So thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate you being here and featuring for us. We're going to have a little musical interlude now. We're going to have Tony come in before Irma, and then Shawn, and then Vei. So I don't know exactly what song Tony's going to play for us this time. I talked to him earlier. He told me out of time, and I forgot to say it. So even if he told me what song this is, I would probably forget it anyway. So Tony, you want to introduce yourself and the song? Oh. Okay. You're on mute, Tony.
Hi. How's it
There we
going?
go.
Jesus
Perfect.
Christ.
Okay.
Okay, so this song is for all the guys out there. Let me count them. Oh, Shawn left. Paul didn't count. Nobody, Vi, somebody, Kevin, Mr. Brandon. Nice to meet you. So this is all. This is a song not just for the guys, but it's for the guys that think they understand women. Number one, that's a really big fucking book of 2 pages. And so without further ado, I'll just sing a song for the guys. She thinks that you are cool, then she thinks you are hot. If she thinks you're hot, then she likes you a lot. If she says, let's go dancing, we can have a good time, it means maybe dinner and a bottle of wine. But if she says, let's just be friends, you know it only means one thing. She thinks you're ugly. And she wouldn't wanna go out with you. She thinks you're ugly, but because of all the neat things that you do, she's hoping you can still be buds. If she says you are sensitive, she must like your heart. If she says he likes your glasses, then she thinks you are smart. She says that your shoulder is a good place to cry, and she's really awful lucky cause you're such a nice guy. But if you go to kiss her goodnight and she says, would a handshake be alright? She thinks you're ugly, and she wouldn't wanna go out with you. She thinks you're ugly, but because of all the neat things that you do, she's hoping you can still be pals. So remember this when you're out with some girl. There's so many different words in the world. Think of what they're saying. Think about what they mean. There could be something happening, something unseen. And if she wants to sleep with you and then the next day she only wants to be your friend, she thinks you're ugly, or you weren't too good in bed last night. But mostly you're ugly, or she was drunk and kind of horny. She thinks you're ugly, and she wouldn't wanna go out with you. She thinks you're ugly, but because of all the neat things that you do, she's hoping you can still be friends. But you're ugly. Sad song, I know.
Awesome. I've sang that song before, I swear to God. That was awesome, Tony. Thank you so much. Wow, that was wicked. So happy to have you. Thank you for bringing that halfway mark. We're actually got a few more performers up here. She came in late, but she is early for her thing, and she was worried about it, but she's here. Let me get this thing unpinned. I'm learning. I don't learn quick, but I do learn. So where's remove pin? And here we go. We have the Ya Irma. Don't Squeeze Ruiz. That's what I wrote down. I don't know if that's how she wants her introduction. I actually haven't heard any big introduction for her. So I'll do it one more time. Ya Irma. Don't Squeeze Ruiz. Right? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can y'all hear me okay? Y'all are good?
It's a little quiet.
All right. No feedback or anything like that because I have a speaker right next to the microphone. Good? Okay, let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right. My name is Ya Irma Ruiz, and I don't think y'all are ugly. Y'all are just quite all right. Quite all right. Yeah. That was a funny song. Who was that? Tony, right? I need to get a link for that because I think I could use that a lot. Just kidding. I liked it a lot. Hey guys, my name is Ya Irma Ruiz. I only got 5 minutes. I'm gonna do a set. Actually, it's about a guy named Eddie. All right, he was so not ugly. All right, his name was Eddie. And here in San Antonio, Texas, we have this bar called Fast Eddie's, right? But this Eddie was slow as shit. Like he was super slow, guys. Like this guy, but he was hot. He was hot, like The Rock. Hot, right? But this guy was so slow that I could literally hear him misspelling words as he spoke to me. That's okay. But like I said, he was super hot, like Dwayne Johnson hot, like The Rock, but also dumb as a rock. You know what I mean? But it didn't matter because he was super hot, right? Like, so anyways, so I don't know how this guy got his driver's license. He did get a driver's license. And so I'm there in the passenger seat, just kind of looking at him like, oh, you're so hot. But my cock blocker was in the back seat, AKA my son. And at the time he was 16 years old and he's arguing with slow Eddie. You know, he's arguing with him, and you know, Slow Eddie was trying to convince my son that it's not MC Hammer, that is Mick Hammer. You know, and my son's like, oh my God, Mom. And I'm like, Mijo, just let it go, let it go. He's like, and he tells Eddie, he's like, dude, you're slow. You are so slow. And Eddie, he gets pissed, right? He gets pissed. Like I can see like the veins like popping out of the side of his neck. And I'm like, oh man, he's mad, which kind of excites me because if they're popping out there and they're popping out elsewhere, right? So I'm like, no, but in a way, I'm kind of like a little bit worried because he's so upset that he's pulling over, you know, and I'm like, oh my God, Eddie, what are you gonna do? Leave him alone. And remember, I said like he was super hot, dumb, but hot, you know, like The Rock, like he had the muscles. So he's pulling over, and I'm like, oh my God, Eddie, what are you doing? I know, just leave him alone. He's only 16 years old. He's just a kid. Leave him alone. He's like, no, Irma, we're gonna take care of this right now. He pulls over the car. And he opens up the back seat of the car and he pulls my son out. And my son's just like, oh God, here we go. And he's like, you think I'm slow? My son looks at me. He's like, well, he's a little bit slow, right, Mom? I'm like, oh my God, stop it. You know, he tells my son, again, you think I'm slow? You see that stop sign over there, kid? You see that stop sign over there? My son's like, yeah. He's like, on your mark, get set. And boom, Eddie takes off. And my son stops and he looks at me and I look at him and he's like, oh, Mom, it's because I called him slow. He wanted to have a raise. I'm like, oh my God, TJ, please just let him win. And my son turns to me and he says, hell no. And he starts running and I'm like, no. And I start running too. And I go after him and I pull my son's collar back and he falls and I fall and we get to the stop sign. And we're there on the floor and we get up and we kind of just brush ourselves off and we're like, well, where's Eddie? You know, and at that moment we turned around and there he was. Eddie turned out to really be Slow Eddie in every sense of the word. Are y'all okay? I'm sorry, I don't want to be talking about like your ugly friends. No, just kidding. Okay, thank you guys. My name is Irma Ruiz. I'm so glad you guys are here. I almost didn't come tonight as y'all saw, but then I rubbed a little bit harder. So thank you. Good night.
So good to see you. You look so pretty in pink. I love it.
I know.
The other day looking like a pumpkin. Oh, it's a wig. It's awesome. Hey, I'm all about disguises and changing your look, and you look fabulous. I seen you the other day looking like a colorful Punky Brewster. It was cute as hell. I watched your set then too. Thank you again for coming. You were awesome. Love you. Let's have another round for Ruiz.
Woo. Thank you. Look me up on San Antonio.
Irma Ruiz is in here. I just noticed that.
Yeah, because one is my phone and one is
a woman after my heart. I do the same thing. Once the show's over, I get onto my phone and we just do a shoot the shit so I can go out in the yard and smoke dope. So, woo, way to go. I like it. Okay, enough of the talk like that. Let's move on to our next guest. Our next guest is not too far from me. He's a little bit east and a lot above me. I mean, when it comes to the skill of this craft, because he's wicked. Here we go. There we move in. I'm still working on this. There we go. Here we are. Now I wrote something. Shawn, don't cut me, man. Cuthand. How you doing, buddy? You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Fucking give her. It's all yours, buddy.
Alrighty. Oh, hey, how's it going? My name's Shawn Cuthand, and I'm from Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan. And lately, I've been working in a government weed store, you know. But then, like, nowadays, government weed still has seeds in it. Like, what a jip is that, you know? Like, if you find a seed in your government weed, is that seed a double agent? I don't know. But yeah, so I was working, and a lot of like older guys, they like to come in and they always get mad about how the prices aren't the way they are on the street, and you can't get as much for the same price. And this one guy, he got so mad the other day. He was ranting that people these days, they have their opinions. And I was just like, what the, like, buddy, look around. Like, you're in a weed store. Like, people here have a lot of opinions, you know? Like, with that type of attitude, why don't you go to the grocery store and get mad at people for having appetites, you know? Or while you're at it, why don't you go to the pants store and get mad at people for having waists? 'Cause you're wasting my time with this attitude. But you know, like, have you ever seen someone pay with an Apple Watch for debit? Like, who the hell do they think they are when they do that? You know, like, are they like a Power Ranger or something? Like, they just get in a stance. They're like, whoop. You're just like, what the hell was that? It's like, pretty neat, hey? Like, neat. Neat would be if like a 20-foot Triceratops bursted in to pick you up. Like, what'd you just try to do? Summon the Zords? Like, geez. But me lately, I quit drinking, but before, like, when I used to go on road trips, we used to turn them into like these really bad benders. And this one time we went on a bender in Banff, and we were looking for a bar, and we weren't really fitting in anywhere, and like nothing was our style. And this one guy, he told us, you know what, you should go check out the Devil's Gap. And we were like, he was like, you'll fit in there. And we were like, what? The Devil's Gap? Like, what's he trying to say? So then we ended up finally finding it. But by the time we found it, we were just like super wasted. So I go in there, and as we go in there, like, we just noticed this place. It's like, damn, this place is like totally our style. Like, it's got our type of music playing, and there's skater videos playing on the walls and everything. And then it looks like there's a pool table, and then it looks like there's another area with way more people and a whole bunch more pool tables. So I like go to try find this area, and I go down the hallway, but that's just the hallway to the bathrooms. And the bouncer, he sees me, so he thinks I'm like drunk and lost, and he comes and he's like, hey man, what are you doing? And I'm just like, oh, hey man, I'm just trying to find the other side. And he's like, what? Like, what the hell's this native guy doing having a spiritual journey in my bar tonight? Like, why? And then I was like, no, really, man, like, look over there. Like, I'm just trying to get to the other side. And then he was like, buddy, like, look over there. You see that? That's just a mirror. And then I just like, oh man. So now I can't play Bloody Mary in the bars anymore, you know? But so, you know, like, I got a lot of tattoos, but what I don't like is when people be like, oh, imagine what you're gonna look like when you're old and wrinkly. And it's like, when I'm old and wrinkly, I'm probably gonna have that attitude that I don't really care, you know? But like, I imagine I'll have a good attitude about it because like I tattooed both my weenuses. That's like your elbow skin. So, you know, like I picture myself just as an old man, all delusional, just being like, whoa, dream weenus. I believe you can get me through the night. But I ended up getting a tattoo on my rib, and it was by a female tattoo artist. And it was the first time I was being tattooed by a female tattoo artist. And I was kind of like, since it was the rib, I know that's a really painful spot. So I was like real nervous when I was going in. But then when she started like tattooing, it didn't hurt like as bad as I was expecting it. And I was just like, damn, like, wow. But like when I left that tattoo appointment, you know, like I just felt like I had this big weight lifted off of my shoulder, you know, because like I felt like not every woman is out there to hurt me. I've been doing this side job of working as like a patient for university students. And so I got this one job where in the role that I was going to be acting, I was probably going to end up crying. And I was like working myself up for this. I was like, man, I got like years of stuff I could cry about. And I was just like all gung ho about it. But then all of a sudden, like, they took me off the case because I was only a first year person and it was too advanced for me. So now, like, I'm all pent up, you know, because I was like just thinking of all this stuff to cry about. And now I can't cry about it anymore. Like, I'm getting all emotional lately and everything's been bugging me. Like, you know, like everything's making me teary eyed. Like, you guys, like, even like fucking Bennifer got back together. You know? This is so beautiful. I can't take it, you know? But I was doing an in-person job where all the students had to take my vitals and everything. And as it was happening, I was just like, damn, like, I haven't been touched by this many 20-somethings since my raver days, you know? But like, have you ever heard of someone be so proud of their single life that they say, you know what? The sun be alone, but it still shines. Like, what the hell is that? Like, what kind of delusions of grandeur is that? Like, just because you can't match with anyone on Tinder doesn't mean you're as great as the sun, giver of life, you know? And the sun isn't even single. The sun's polyamorous. It's taking care of multiple planets' needs, you know? Take a hint from the sun and live polyamorously. I don't mind living polyamorously, you know? It's where you have like a bunch of different relationships, but you know, the thing about living polyamorously compared to monogamy is that with poly, you're more likely to get mono. Ugh. That's not a good pandemic joke. Well, man, like the other day, like I got like a really good titty pic. And you know, like that's the thing about when you're in a poly relationship, you can just show your girlfriend and be like, hey, check out this titty pic. And she'd be like, ooh, that's a good titty. You know, like, but then like it kind of took all the fun out of it the next day when the girl, she was like, oh man, I was so drunk when I sent that picture. And then I was just like, oh crap, like, should I keep it still? Or like, could you send me a sober titty pic? You know, because I don't want to support TUIs. Titties in a difference. Oh man. But you know, I've been having this battle with Tim Hortons lately. They keep screwing up my bagel order and it pisses me off. It got to the point where I actually got so annoyed that I called them because they put like a greasy layer of butter on my bagel and then they put the cream cheese. So then I called them about it, and I was talking to the manager and I was like, you know what? This has happened a whole bunch of times and right now I'm just at work and I'm annoyed. And she was like, oh man, I'm sorry. I know you come here a lot. And I was just like, what? How the hell do you know I come here a lot? And then I started getting all self-conscious about my bagel order. I was just like, shit, like, am I the only person getting strawberry cream cheese around here? But like, man, my job had this stupid walk challenge. And just for the fun of it, like I was all gung-ho about it and I just like killed the challenge in a few days just because it was a challenge. Like, who wants to go walking around? Oh, it's a challenge? Okay, let's go walk. It was like, why can't you challenge me at something more constructive? You know, like next work challenge, can we challenge each other to tackle our anger management? Maybe? Could I tackle my issues here? All right. I guess I'll just leave one more. Man, the other day I was like walking to work and I saw a guy, he was riding on a BMX bike, carrying a laptop hooked up to some headphones. And then it was like such a complicated situation that he ended up crashing in the intersection. And the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh man, that's one way to wipe a hard drive. No,
Oh,
I call it a giga wipe. All right, thank you. That's my time.
Thank you, Shawn Cuthand. Let's have a hand for Shawn Cuthand. That's awesome, buddy. Always great to see you. And summer's here. Can't wait till I spy on you in an open show. I will jaunt over to Saskatoon. It's not far for me. So it's going to be great. I love you, buddy. Thank you for coming. And let's have one more round for Shawn Cuthand. Awesome. Like, I can't even touch anything in there. You go all over the place, buddy, and there's so many things. One thing that you missed earlier, I was talking to somebody. I got a bag of weed today, and it said PG crack. Now, I've heard of green crack, and I've heard of purple crack for weed, but I didn't know what PG was. So I looked at it. It had a little bit of purple. It had a little bit of green, but then I smoked a pinner. It is PG crack, man. It was the best weed I ever tried, straight out of BC. Awesome stuff. And boy, did I have opinions. Enough of that. We are on our last performer, the headliner of the show, the man who I've been stalking. Everybody else has been doing the whole hashtag Stop Asian Hate, and I've been pounding some Asian love into this guy for almost 3 months now, and I love it. Do you like it, Vei? No, he's already wiping his face.
When you fucking describe it like that, you psycho.
I can't hear you, buddy.
yeah, turn up a little bit.
Not
Yeah,
when
turn
you
it up.
describe it like that, you psycho.
Up.
Is it here? Can you hear me?
A little bit, but it's
A little bit. It
it's-
sounds like it's reading off your something else,
One
not
second,
that
what
mic.
about what about right now? Is it good?
it almost sounds like it's your computer audio catching it.
Yeah, it sounds like your computer's doing its audio, not that mic at all. Hello? Oh, he's looking at the screen. How about I tell some jokes while he's doing that?
Is this on
Hey,
yet?
you know, when I started doing this 3 months ago, it is actually yesterday was my anniversary of 3 months of Zoom. I was really surprised that in this internet world of Zoom people, not one person said, especially with Resident Evil being released, that I look like the market. Come on, do I not look like that? If you're going in there and you're in Resident Evil and you go to see the guy and he's like, how can I help you? And he's got all his weapons and stuff. Doesn't that look like me? Hey, I think they need to make another Resident Evil movie, and I want to try to star as the merchant that pops up all over the. You know what? I just thought of that. Not one Resident Evil movie had a merchant. There was no merchants in any of the Resident Evil. They just found guns all over the place. What a waste. I'm kind of worried now that I'm thinking about that, Resident Evil, because if you think about it, they're shooting The Last of Us in Alberta right now. And I've already seen some of the scripts, and they've got more people than 2 characters. They're fucking it up.
Hey, can you
Speaking
hear
of
me?
fucking it up, did you fix your mic? Nope.
Hey, can you hear me?
Still not
hear me?
very well, but we can still hear you, just not very well.
Can you hear me now? Is it bad?
Still super quiet, buddy. How about I keep chatting until your mic works
Yeah,
enough
I'll
that you
fix
can interrupt me? Hey, that sounds good. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I don't look it, but I'm a very PC person. Now, as you can see by the background, I have what looks like a closet. Well, I've realized that when I took the doors off, I now have to call it the rest of the room. Being politically correct, it is no longer a closet, it is the remainder of the room. Or is the whole room a closet? Which kind of feels funner for me to say I'm doing all my Zoom from in the closet. Because I ain't
It should work now.
Oh,
Does it work?
there he
Does it
is.
work?
All right.
Did I get it?
Now we
Did I
got
get
our
it?
Man, Vei.
Not only did you get it, but you're hot.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, now it's too hot.
Okay, how about now? No, everything good? A little bit, almost there. Almost there. Let me just ask the audio technician, Tony, to just verify that it's good, and I'll start telling jokes. Is it good, Tony? He's not even.
Oh, man.
He's
Oh,
still
wait.
there, yeah.
It's hot. It's still pretty hot. You got to turn it down now.
I gotta turn it down. How about now?
That's perfect.
Good, right?
That's good.
There
Okay,
we go.
great. All right. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out to the show. It's weird doing comedy for Tony. You know, I was just thinking, I just wanted to say she thinks you're ugly every time Irma just mutes herself and goes off camera is what she actually thinks every fucking time.
Yeah, I just don't want y'all to see me all ugly.
Oh no!
Yeah, but I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, thank you so much. That's great, and especially Brando too. Just in the darkness, not saying anything, lurking.
I'm right here.
Oh my God! Hey Brando, how's it going? Yep, that's the response I wanted too. And he's back. Yo, I brought Brando back from the dead. I'm so pleased with myself for doing that. So like nobody, I also prepared for the set by smoking a shit ton of weed and writing nothing. And I'm assuming that Tony, nobody's just your dealer. That's why you came out to the show. I liked your 2-minute song. There's so much reverb. You're commenting on my mic not working. I was like, dude, this guy has so much reverb. I was just like, this guy is the voice of Jesus. Like, it was just too much.
I am your God.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, you're just the audio. Are you the new? Are you nobody's sidekick? The new
I'll be
nobody's
his sidekick. He's got way more experience than me.
I will accept a raise in pay. How much we getting again?
Yeah. You know,
hey, how much did you get, Vei?
Let me get to the fucking joke, you weirdo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop trying to shove your love down my throat. I don't know why you would say that. You just want to be my friend now. It's hip and cool to have an Asian friend. You could be friends with Shawn if it's almost the same thing. Anyways, I enjoyed how Shawn went out during everyone else's set and just got fucking baked. He was like, I can't wait. I can't wait for my set. Like, Vei, what a fucking idiot. You know what headliner means? In Zoom world, it means guy who goes fucking last. Idiot that goes last while nobody's like, oh, you don't want to do an extra minute, man? Come on, just do an extra minute. 6, 7, 8. Nobody's fucking waiting for this shit. So my name is Vei. It's not pronounced V. I just realized my name's like Elon Musk's son. You could spell it out and be like XAVEICHONG. Like, that's what my name sounds like. I hate this name. I wish I had like a name like Steve. You know, you got so many famous people: Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, Steven Spielberg. Wish my name was Steve Vei. Stupid. So I know I'm skinny. I still exercise because I'm a stupid idiot. I went to play soccer the other day, and so I go in the goal because I like being goalie because I'm weird. And this guy comes up to me and he has a box of chocolates, and he's just like, "My friend, have a piece of chocolate." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm allergic to nuts." He's like, "Okay, this one has no nuts." So I take it and then I put it into my mouth, and he's like, "For Palestine, my friend." And I was like, "Dude, you just made this whole game political. Like, you didn't have to." Like, who are we playing? Israel? Like, the other team looks exactly like you. They're like, it's sunny and everyone's hairy. Like, what is the point of this? Like, you made me into the turkey. Like, as soon as I ate that chocolate, you know. We lost like 9-8. I was a horrible goalie. 9-8. I don't want to play sports anymore. I hate COVID. Anyone else hate COVID here? I got COVID a while back, but I'm not gonna do that fucking joke. But But I just, I've been tested for COVID so many times that I kind of miss the scratch, the brain scratch that they put inside your, I have this I kind of miss it, I feel like they should just open testing centers in the future, brain massage places. I just miss being touched there.
Jeez.
Yes, I got Tony to laugh and wanted to laugh into that echo. I like that song because I'm unattractive. What happened to those? You ever go to your friend's house? Like, when was the last time you went to your friend's house? I'm not talking to nobody. I know you went to Tony's house yesterday. That's why you came to the show. Brought him a pound of
PG.
Yeah. Pussy gas. All these names for weed. Pussy gas, stinky foot, blue cheese. What happened to those guys that you go to like your friend's washroom and they have like one bar of soap and they use the same one for their body? And you're like, what am I supposed to wash my hands with? And they're like, use the soap. And then it's like, but it's in the it's in the shower area. Like, you don't know where that's been. What happened to those guys? They all died because of COVID. That's what happened. I am a liquid soap guy. All right, you don't fuck around. Use liquid soap. I got more pandemic jokes. Oh God, hate myself. I don't have a big nose. I have a flat nose, so it's very hard for the mask to stay on my face. Thanks to my brother, he broke my nose when I was 12. So I feel like people with big noses love the pandemic more than flat noses. It's just way easier for masks to stay on their faces. Like nobody. He probably has a big schnoz. Oh God. By the way, Irma, all Canadians are high all the time. All Canadian entertainers are fucking high all the time just because it's legal. All right, we don't fuck around here. We like to feel like we're successful.
Legal in
I'm
Vegas.
not Brando. It's legal in Vegas. You're in Vegas right now?
No, but I want to go.
Oh,
It's a thought that counts.
you're mentally there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also in a comedy club. I've brought the comedy club to my house basically with this black backdrop. Speaking of Vegas, I was watching some weird documentaries the other day, and we'll see if this fucking joke works because I haven't done it for a long time. But I was watching some weird documentaries, and this one was about mole people, and they're living under Las Vegas. And so like these fucking rich white 20-year-olds, they go and they film like under Vegas, and then they interview them. They're like, okay, what are you guys doing? And then they talk to one of them, and then turns out she was a former porn star, Jenny Lee. Anyone ever heard of her?
No.
So anyways, they're like, why are you doing here? And then she was just like, oh, it's good here. I like it down here. And then she was like, and by the way, if you look me up, I'm actually still on the top 100 porn stars list. And I was just like, this is, dude, like, and so they even did a GoFundMe so that she could, so they could raise money so that she could move out of where mole people live. But she was like, no, I'm good here. I don't need, that's how everything's fucked up. She'd rather live where mole people live. Awful. So I haven't seen my mom in a long time, so we talk on WhatsApp, And she's been really annoying the shit out of me because she keeps asking me to take to get the vaccine. She thinks I'm turning into like an anti-vaxxer. And I actually got COVID, but I got immunity, but I didn't want to tell her. And then one day I was just so pissed off because she kept asking me. So I was like, okay, Ma, I'm not gonna take the vaccine because I'm immune till July. And then she was like, oh, well, turns out I got it too. And I was like, oh, you didn't tell me either? She was hiding it from me too. I'm just like, dude, you're trying to out badass me. She thought she was gonna be the one to tell my story. I thought I was gonna be the one to tell hers. It's like a K-pop drama, Yeah. Okay, so just now I went for when you, dude, I just turned like 32, right? That's how you know you're getting semi old. I enjoyed a walk. That's all I did. I just went for a walk. And I was like, this is a really good thing I did today. I really enjoyed myself. Okay, so I wrote like a whole bunch of I look like jokes on the way to buy weed. So I look like I don't like to smile. Like I know what I'm talking about. That's what I look like. Dude, I'm so dumb. My parents were happy I got into university. Like not even like you're just happy that I got into one. They're like, all right, this guy's good now. You can leave, kick him out of the house. I know I don't look it, but I spend a lot of time masturbating and eating and smoking weed. I look like I survived some horrible tumor as a child, but the doctors just caught it just in time. I look like I can tell you which animes you should watch and which ones are not worth your time. I look like I used to work at a ramen shop. Like I was the guy who would be like, like I look like the guy you partner in science, but I don't show up until like the last day of class. Oh god. Yeah, that's all I wrote on the walk. It was so annoying to write and walk at the same time. I don't know why I bothered. Dude, I live in a shithole, dude. I live in Montreal.
Oh,
dude, it's an awful place. Like outside my house, like 2 blocks from my house, like I saw 2 guys carrying a shotgun, and then one of them drops the shotgun on the floor, and then the other one was like, "What are you, stupid?" and they pick it up and then they run away. I'm just like, dude, this is right outside my fucking house. Dropping your shotgun? What are you, stupid? So you know when nobody was marketing this fucking show, he was like, "Yo, Vei, I got a great idea on how to market this show. It's if you give me your PayPal, because if someone PayPals you $20, you don't show up. That's my way to promote this show." And then some guy sent me $1 just to have an even bigger fuck you. I got this person's name, so I'm gonna contact the people with the shotgun. I'm gonna. Oh god. So I'm gonna finish off on this one. This one's a really fucked up joke. And so recently I tried dabs. I did a dab, and if you don't know what a dab is, it's when weed is in like a concentrated mucus like form, and you smoke it using like a torch, a blowtorch, right? So it's like the meth of weed, basically. And it's like super concentrated. I heard like all like, and I did it before, and like, so I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal, but I fucking got one from my neighbor because he offered it to me, and I was like, okay, there's like, gonna be nothing wrong with this, and I got way too high. Like I was so fucking ripped. Like I was like, dude, I was like, everything you say is so funny. Like I wanna collab with you, bro. I want to do a podcast with you, like, cause you live with me. Like, it's gonna be awesome, and I want to film comedy sketches with you. And I just met the guy like 1 day ago. And so he's like, dude, I got like a wife and kids, man. I can't do. And I was just like, no, you have potential, dude. Like, fucking make it. Like, we can make some magic. And then yeah, so I went back to my house, and then I just like I get even more ripped. Like I'm imagining myself like hanging out with this guy like all the time. Like, oh dude, like he knows where I live. Like, oh no, like this is not a good like I can't shit where I eat, you know? Like I can't dab at my pad. Like I'm gonna get too close. Like he knows everything about me now. He knows I'm like I just want to do funny stuff. Like what if he tries to hit on my girl and stuff? Like what do I do? Like I had the Palestinian chocolate, guys. It was too much. I'm a nerd. I'm gonna. I guess I can finish off and no, I'll finish off with this one. I'll see how much you guys can tolerate me, dude. Sean is like, I need to hit another one now. I hate Vei. If you can make Sean laugh, you are a fucking comedian. Cause I know he gets ripped. You ever go to like? You ever do
I was laughing before.
I'm before. Thank you. You ever do a room like a stoner room? I used to do stoner rooms, man, and like they'd be packed with like 150 people, and like you can work the room like crazy, and they won't laugh because they're so ripped. So I know how important it is to make stoners laugh. So I had when I was 13, I lived in Malaysia. No plane jokes, please. Those don't go anywhere. And dude, okay. So my mom and my aunt and so we go out for like a family dinner one time, and then my mom's friend is at the restaurant too, and then she's like, oh, you how old are you now, Vei? And I'm like, oh, I'm 13. Oh, she's like, oh, my daughter's 12, and she's gonna turn 13 in like a few months. And so she was like, do you want her ICQ? Like, do you want her like her instant messaging contact, basically like MS, like back then it was ICQ. And so we talked so much that like I fucking fell in love with this girl, and I never met her. And then I even asked her, dude, okay, you guys hate this fucking joke so bad, and I'm confessing my love. I don't want to do this joke anymore. Can I like go back, rewind to 2 minutes ago? Basically,
No, do it.
Basically, I fucking confessed my love for her, and then she's like, "Oh my god, I like you too. Like, do you want to be my internet boyfriend?" And the reason why I never met her is because I had to move to Canada. I'm just like, dude, I hate this fucking country so much. I've left the love of my life that I will never be able. Like, she sent me like one picture. I like showed all my friends. Like I print. She was like half decent looking. Like I was like, oh my god, dude, guys, I have a girlfriend, and they were like, no, you don't. and like later on, like she grows up, she becomes like super hot and everything, and like we eventually talk, and she sees what I look like, and then she's like, She sees like, I'm a comedian now, and then she's like, that's even worse. That's it. That was the hammer on the nail. All right, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Play Tony's song. Perfect.
Hey, do it my way. Oh, you are awesome, buddy. Always a treat. Always so much fun. Oh man, love this. This has been so much fun. I had one thing I wanted to say. I didn't stream it, even though I listened to you and I took your advice and I did it your way. I got that OBS. It was on this computer and I wasn't getting them both working together, and I wanted to make sure this ran smooth for everybody, because this is the best nothing ever. It is totally the best nothing ever, and I love it. I love it so much. Next time I will actually stream it. But one last thing before we go. There's a lot of different uses of words, and stream is one of those things. And you can have a stream that's like a revenue stream, or a video stream, or a piss stream, or a blood stream. Well, I had all of them in once, and it cost me, because some guy had to go piss in a fucking water stream. He saw the blood stream from, well, he got a video of it, and it cost me my revenue. I mean, sometimes things just don't work out, but sometimes they work out better than ever. Like this has been the shit. I love it. Thank you guys for coming here. I'm going to stop the recording now, and we can shoot the shit after the mic with less swearing. Thank you again, guys. Thanks for coming to Nothing. You're all somebodies, and you made this nobody so happy. Thank you, guys. Give you all a hand. Vei, everybody that sticks around, thank you very much, and good night.